Welcome back to the Megyn Kelly Show. Here with me today, the hosts of the Fifth Column podcast, Michael Moynihan, Matt Welch, and Kmele Foster. So Meghan Markle's podcast released another episode today, and this is really just a series of attempted victimizations, like women who are very successful who she wants to repaint as a victim, from Mariah Carey to Serena Williams to herself, of course, always herself. And today, what she's upset about is how women are sometimes called crazy. And I will acknowledge that it is a typical thing when you're trying to discredit any woman. There's a saying, nuts or sluts. They're either nuts or sluts, right? And so if you can't say she's a slut, you find a way to say she's a nut. Now, that is definitely a tactic that is used by some people. But that doesn't mean that we need to get rid of the term crazy to describe women, because guess what? We use it to describe men all the time, as I believe we just spent about 25 minutes discussing the Kanye critics and his frustrations, right? So it does happen to men and to women. But you would think if you listened to this podcast, my God, that women, we were still in 1870. We listen to the way, like how hard we have it as women, and as Asian women, as Black women, as crazy women. And here's just a bit of how she sounded today.
Raise your hand if you've ever been called crazy or hysterical. Or what about
the guys are
nuts,
raising their hands.
Insane, out of your mind, completely irrational.
Okay,
you get the point. Now, if we were all in the same room and could see each other, I think it would be pretty easy to see just how many of us have our hands up. By the way, me too. And it's no wonder when you consider just how prevalent these labels are in our culture.
Oh my God. Everything is an attempt to sound profound and deep and knowledgeable and wise from all her years of doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
To try to explain to us the other greatest offense she's managed to stumble on that she needs to solve. Can I just say, you know what? You know who called me crazy repeatedly? Donald Trump.
Yes.
During that whole dust-up that we had. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I did in response? Absolutely nothing. I let it roll off my back and I was fine. And it wasn't a thing. And I didn't go on to do podcast after podcast on how I'd been victimized by being called crazy. This woman, my God. She trolls the comment sections of the internet, finds the most offensive one, and then makes it into a podcast. Yeah. Anyway, you guys too, you've suffered. You've been called crazy. Raise your hand for the audience now.
Jeez,
I mean,
I'm gonna put it up really loud and proud.
With one hand, it's actually
nutty and slutty.
It's an accurate description. So I mean, it's if you care about journalistic truth, then we have to call it that. What I love about it, besides her elementary school librarian voice that she was using there, is that was written out.
Yeah,
that was absolutely that was the word prevalent. I will bet all my life savings was written for her as she was attempting to sound like she was having a conversation with fellow women sufferers and things. Yeah. Jesus Christ, everybody suffers. The REM taught us in 1994 that everybody hurts.
Everybody hurts.
We are fortunate. We are not just in the 1%. We're in the 0.1% in the world of fortune. And she is in the 0.0001%.
Yeah.
Of fortune.
But that's the point, right? And to Megyn's comment that everybody is coming on this show as somebody who has been abused or suffered or, the victim of an ism. And I look at that as one of the great vindications of America. It's a great patriotic point where if you go around the world, people who have been victims of things have nothing, don't have potable drinking water, don't have money, are put in jail for having opinions or for being a certain race or a certain ethnicity or a certain religion. Whereas Meghan Markle doesn't realize from her billion-dollar place in Montecito, she's interviewing the downtrodden other millionaires that are around her. And I don't know if you saw Sharon Osbourne had this hilarious comment that Meghan Markle has one talent. She just wants to be around rich people. And you have to be at a certain level of wealth. And that is hilarious when you think of the fact that she's talking incessantly about people who have been wounded by society, but they all seem to have an enormous amount of money. Not a bad society to live in. The second thing is I wanted to point out that I watched a video the other day, and your listeners and viewers can find this, from Emily Ratatouille, the one that's extremely attractive. Yeah, and really dumb, but who thinks she's really smart. And she had this like selfie video.
It's because God is a fair God.
It was amazing. And she was like, I heard about, but I haven't watched that Marilyn Monroe movie called Blonde. And I'm really tired. And she hasn't watched it. She's telling you this. I'm really tired of Hollywood like doing things to women's pain to make it like monetizable. And she's like, I own my pain. And I'm like, what is this woman even talking about? You were like the hottest woman on earth. Like literally people give you tons of money and you have no talent. You just were born with amazing assets. And she's like doing this thing about how awful it is, the pain of women. And we are in this moment where if you talk like this about pain and being called crazy, it's just utter nonsense. You don't need any data. There doesn't need to be a study to back it up. And everyone's like, that is really brave, Emily and Meghan in Montecito. That's crazy. It's incredible.
And again,
everyone I know get called like, crazy. And sometimes
everyone. Sometimes they are. That's the thing.
Yes, I've dated most of them.
Well, so this she would take issue. This is going to wind up in her next podcast. This clip here, because look what she singles out. Deb, this is the last of the 3 clips. Look what she singles out as examples of how out of control our society is on women.
I feel like you guys think that we like choose to be crazy. You know, it's an active choice.
A girl is allowed to be crazy as long as she is equally hot. Thus, if she's this crazy, she has to be this hot.
I don't think that men can control crazy women.
Carla, I cannot hide the crazy a minute longer. I'm just this big mountain of cuckoo who's about to erupt and spew molten crazy all over him, and he's going to die like this.
She doesn't trust you. That is crazy. Let me tell you why.
The use of these labels has been drilled into us from movies and TV, from friends and family, and even from random strangers. And the fact is, no one wants this label.
Oh my Lord. How I Met Your Mother, Scrubs, etc. are on the evil list because they did this and they had women saying it about themselves and they had men saying it to women. Those are all comedies, by the way. So it's like...
It's a joke. She's not fun.
Well, it's the practice helplessness that bothers me. I have a young daughter. I worry about her inculcating these values. She's not a victim. She shouldn't think about herself that way. And she's not a victim on account of her being a female. It's preposterous.
Do you ever wonder if your vitamins are working? Right? You're just like, are they doing anything? Clinical studies show Healthy Cell's new ingestible gel technology called microgel delivers maximum nutrient absorption, 165% more than tablets. Isn't that what you want? Maximum nutrient absorption. It tastes great too. It's hard to make vitamin liquids or gels taste good naturally, but Healthy Cell products are the best tasting pill-free supplements on the market. Go pill-free and get up to 15 pills worth of nutrients in one ultra absorption gel pack, saving you money and time and giving you effective doses in the process. Take a single great tasting gel pack at home or on the go. It's great for travel. You can mix it into drinks or blend it into smoothies. Old-fashioned tablets, capsules, powders, they contain synthetic other ingredients, such as binding glues, flow agents, fillers, and coatings that could irritate your gut. Plus, this is made in the USA. Visit healthycell.com/Megyn or code Megyn when you check out for 20% off your first order. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.